I left my husband after 10 years of marriage because of sex. Jake and I met in college and have been together for a decade. We're best friends, we love each other, and we built this amazing life together. Nice house, good jobs, 2 cars, the whole American dream thing. Everyone always said we were the perfect couple, but we had one huge problem that nobody knew about. Our bedroom was basically dead. It started small. Maybe we'd go a few days without being intimate, then it became a week, then 2 weeks. At some point, I realized we were having sex maybe once a month if I was lucky, and when we did, Jake acted like he was doing me a favor. I tried everything. I bought new clothes, planned romantic nights, even suggested we go away for weekends. Nothing worked. Jake would always have some excuse. He was tired from work, or stressed about his project, or just not in the mood. The worst part was when I'd try to talk about it, Jake would just shrug and say, "It's not that important to me. I could go the rest of my life without it and be fine." That hurt so bad because for me, physical intimacy is how I feel connected and loved. I started feeling like I was begging my own husband for attention. I'd try to kiss him and he'd give me this quick peck and pull away. I'd suggest we be intimate and he'd say maybe later, but later never came. Finally, I convinced him to go to therapy with me. The therapist was really good and helped us understand that we just had different needs. For a few weeks, things got better. We had a schedule and Jake was trying harder, but then we went right back to how things were before. Jake told the therapist that he doesn't watch anything sexual, doesn't think about it, and could honestly live without it forever. He said he loved me but didn't understand why I cared so much about something so physical. That's when I realized we were just fundamentally different people. I tried to accept it for months, but I was miserable. I felt rejected, unwanted, and like I was living with a roommate instead of a husband. Last month, I told Jake I couldn't do this anymore. He got really upset and said I was throwing away 10 years over something stupid. He kept saying, "It's just sex. Why does it matter so much? We have everything else." But that's exactly why it mattered. We had everything else except the one thing that made me feel truly connected to him. I felt like I was dying inside, pretending to be happy when really I felt completely alone in my own marriage. Jake cried and begged me to stay. He promised he'd try harder, that we could do therapy again, that he'd force himself to want me more. But I couldn't ask him to fake something that just wasn't there, so I moved out. I filed for divorce last week. Jake still doesn't understand and thinks I'm being selfish. His family thinks I'm crazy for leaving such a good guy over something so trivial. But I realized I'd rather be alone and hope to find someone who actually wants me than spend the rest of my life feeling unwanted by the person who's supposed to love me most. I know I hurt him. I know he thinks I'm terrible, but I couldn't pretend anymore.